constantly sizing you up, waiting for you to slip up, well, chances are they're jealous. But how do you really know? Let's uncover the signs. Jealousy is one of those emotions we often try to hide, but if you know what to look for, you can spot it a mile away. In today's video, we're going to break down 7 clear signs that someone might be extremely jealous of you, whether it's a friend, a co-worker, or even a family member. These behaviors can reveal a lot more than they want you to know. So stay tuned, because these signs are more common than you might think, and understanding them could help you navigate relationships more effectively. Jealousy is one of those emotions that can be difficult to spot. After all, people don't wear a sign that says, "I'm jealous." But the reality is, jealousy often has a way of sneaking into our relationships, and it manifests in some very clear, though subtle behaviors. Understanding these signs can help you spot when someone might be jealous of you, even if they're trying to hide it. One of the first and most noticeable signs of jealousy is a constant need to compare. People who are jealous of you will find it hard to resist the urge to compete with you. This could happen in various aspects of life, whether it's about your career, your looks, your relationships, or your overall success. Jealous individuals are often driven by the belief that your achievements diminish their own self-worth, so they find ways to compete, sometimes even without you realizing it. For instance, let's say you're sharing some exciting news with your colleagues about your recent promotion. A jealous person might accidentally bring up a bigger achievement they've had recently. While you might think they're just sharing their success, in reality, they're subtly trying to one-up you. They're uncomfortable seeing your success because it makes them feel inferior. Instead of celebrating with you, they may shift the conversation toward their own accomplishments, as if trying to prove they are just as successful or even more so. It's important to remember that these comparisons aren't always made out of malice, but rather a defense mechanism. When someone feels like their self-worth is threatened, they instinctively feel the need to measure themselves against others, and that's when jealousy creeps in. Another telltale sign of jealousy is when someone can genuinely celebrate your successes. Let's say you've just landed a major deal at work or received a big promotion. You're excited and you naturally expect a positive response. But instead of hearing words of congratulations, the jealous person might say something like, "Oh, that's cool," or "I thought you'd get that anyway." These reactions aren't just casual responses. They show a lack of genuine enthusiasm for your accomplishments. It's as if your success doesn't carry the same weight in their eyes as it does in yours. When someone truly celebrates your wins, they're filled with excitement and pride for what you've achieved. They want to see you succeed because your success doesn't threaten their own value. But for a jealous person, every time you accomplish something significant, it feels like a challenge to their self-esteem. Instead of being happy for you, they'll try to minimize your success to protect their fragile sense of self-worth. Jealousy can also manifest as criticism, often disguised as casual remarks. If someone is constantly picking apart your actions, personality, or even your appearance, they may be driven by feelings of envy. This behavior is particularly common in friendships or relationships where there's an unspoken competition. A jealous person may criticize the way you dress, the way you speak, or the way you carry yourself. They might not even realize they're doing it, but these subtle digs are meant to put you down so they feel better about themselves. For example, you might post a photo of yourself online, and instead of receiving a compliment, the jealous person might say, "Wow, that's an interesting angle," or "I didn't realize that's how you look in that outfit." These comments might seem harmless at first, but they are actually designed to subtly undermine your confidence. By making you question your appearance or choices, they reduce the feeling of threat your success might bring to their self-esteem. When someone is jealous, they may take their feelings of insecurity to the next level by talking negatively about you when you're not around. This is one of the most harmful ways jealousy shows itself. It's not uncommon for jealous individuals to gossip about your achievements or make snide remarks about your personal life. They might say things like, "They think they're so important now," or "They probably don't even know what they're doing." These comments aren't about you. They're about their own insecurities. They try to diminish your worth in the eyes of others to make themselves feel better. This kind of passive-aggressive behavior is fueled by resentment. The jealous person feels threatened by your accomplishments and tries to lessen their significance by talking negatively about you. They want to convince others that you are not as impressive as you seem, so they can feel more secure in their own position. One of the most frustrating signs of jealousy is when someone refuses to compliment you. You might have noticed that no matter what you do, a certain person never seems to recognize your achievements or qualities. They might compliment everyone else around you, but completely ignore you. This behavior isn't because they don't see your value, it's because they can't bear to acknowledge your success. Complimenting you would mean admitting that you're worthy of praise, and that threatens their self-image. For example, at a gathering, everyone is receiving compliments about their new outfits, jobs, or personal accomplishments. But when it's your turn, the jealous person acts like they didn't even notice. This behavior is subtle but hurtful. It's a way for them to keep you in a position where you feel less valued, which helps them maintain a sense of superiority. Passive-aggressive behavior is another hallmark of jealousy. Instead of confronting you directly about their feelings, the jealous person will use indirect comments or jokes to express their envy. These remarks can often fly under the radar because they sound like harmless banter, but the underlying message is one of resentment. For example, they might say something like, "Must be nice to have everything handed to you," or "I wish I could afford that lifestyle." These comments may seem like they're just playful remarks, but in reality, they're a way of expressing jealousy without directly confronting you. Over time, these passive-aggressive remarks can start to wear you down, leaving you feeling confused and uneasy about the relationship. Finally, a jealous person may start to distance themselves from you when you achieve something they can't seem to reach. If you get a promotion or experience a major success, they may stop asking about your accomplishments or seem uninterested in your achievements. They'll put up emotional walls to protect themselves from the discomfort of seeing you excel while they feel stuck. This distancing can be subtle. They might no longer respond to your messages as quickly, or their responses may become shorter and less enthusiastic. Instead of congratulating you, they'll make it clear that they're not interested in hearing about your wins. This is their way of coping with their feelings of jealousy. They withdraw, so they don't have to confront their own insecurities. The tricky part about dealing with jealousy is that it's not always obvious. People can hide their envy behind a mask of politeness or subtle comments. So how do you deal with someone who might be jealous of you without confronting them directly? It can be tough, but understanding that jealousy often stems from deep insecurities can help you navigate these challenging relationships. One way to cope is to maintain your self-confidence and keep celebrating your successes without letting their negativity affect you. If you notice someone acting jealous, it's important to set healthy boundaries and protect your own emotional well-being. You don't have to engage with their passive-aggressive remarks or take their criticisms to heart. Remember that their behavior is more about them than it is about you. First, you need to identify whether the jealousy is toxic or just an occasional feeling. A little jealousy is normal, it's a natural human emotion. But when it becomes a pattern and starts affecting your relationships, that's when it becomes a problem. Now that we know what to look for, it's important to understand how jealousy affects relationships. Whether it's in friendships, romantic relationships, or professional settings, jealousy can be toxic. It can slowly chip away at trust and create unnecessary tension. If you notice the signs of jealousy in someone close to you, it's important to have a conversation with them. Sometimes these feelings come from a lack of communication. They might feel insecure about something, and opening up can allow both of you to clear the air. However, if their jealousy turns into passive-aggressive behavior or even outright sabotage, you might have to reconsider the relationship. No one should have to constantly deal with negativity from someone they care about. It's also crucial to recognize that jealousy often stems from self-esteem issues. When people feel insecure, they can't help but compare themselves to others. It's important to remember that their jealousy is more about them than it is about you. They're projecting their insecurities onto you because they feel threatened by your success, your confidence, or your happiness. Now, let's take a moment to look at how you can protect yourself from being affected by someone's jealousy. Recognizing the signs is one thing, but managing how you respond is another. You don't want to be caught in a cycle of negativity. Start by setting boundaries. You don't have to justify your success to anyone, and you certainly don't need to entertain passive-aggressive comments or gossip. It's okay to distance yourself from the negativity, and it's essential to protect your peace of mind. Also, try not to internalize their jealousy. It's easy to feel bad about yourself when someone is constantly belittling your achievements. But remember, their jealousy is not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. So, to wrap it up, jealousy can take many forms, but the signs are usually there if you know what to look for. If someone is constantly competing with you, downplaying your achievements, or criticizing you, they may be hiding their jealousy. Understanding these signs is the first step in dealing with the situation effectively. But more importantly, always remember to protect your own happiness and success. If someone's jealousy is affecting your peace of mind, it's okay to set boundaries or even distance yourself from them. Your achievements are yours to enjoy, and you don't owe anyone an explanation for being successful. If you found these signs helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe and check out the next video for more insights into navigating tricky relationships.